Hello folks and welcome back to Stellaris. As always, of course, I am Falcon, your host, and here is the state of the galaxy. We have integrated these guys as best we can. They have been, of course, formed into a brand new, it's not a word that anyone can actually speak, but a brand new, sector. Whatever the hell that says. The Quilk. Yeah, you know what? Forget it. Not even going to try. I have done some modifications. I've played a fair bit trying to set some things up. I have all my ships upgrading. This is going to dip hugely into my energy credits once all my ships are upgraded, because the new versions of these ships are massively more powerful, but they're also massively more expensive on upkeep. Like, hugely more expensive on upkeep. Let's take this Concordia here, for example. Right now, it costs basically 6. The new version that it's about to be upgraded to costs 10, almost 11, almost double. And that's not the worst of it. That one's actually not too bad compared to some of these. Let's look at... no, it's a cruiser. Let's see. I need to find one that had the older... Here we go. Demolisher class. Not even 2.5. Not even 2.5. The new version? Again, costs about 10 to 11. So... we could have had 4 of these for what we're going to be paying for one of them. Is that necessarily worth the significant upgrade? Honestly, I'm not entirely sure, because yes, they'll be a lot tougher. They'll have a lot better shields, they'll have better armor, you'll have better weapons. But I could have had 4 of these versus 1. I don't really know. I don't really know. I do wish that I could have Corvettes that have large slots. If we could have a large slot Corvette, I would build a bazillion of them. We can have a large slot destroyer, but I don't think, like, I would have to do so many modifications to it. Let's look at it here. The reason I want a large slot is pretty obvious, actually, once you look at what there is. Look at my weapons that I have available to me. What the hell is it? The arc emitter. Hugely, by far, the absolute best weapon that I have, for a number of reasons. Number one, it ignores both armor and shields. Not completely, but good chance. Does the most damage of any weapon that I have. But most importantly is the fact that it hits multiple targets. It can arc, and it destroys many ships at once. Most of the enemy's fleets are very, very heavily focused on lots of small ships, meaning this is completely devastating to them. It's also 100% accurate, so it basically always hits. It'll never simply miss. I believe they can dodge it, but it never will simply miss. It also has the best range, I think, of anything that I have. The possible exception of the Devastator torpedoes, yeah. Actually, all the torpedoes, looks like. But, so torpedoes can match it in range, but it does way better range than anything else I've got. And its damage is just through the roof. Only the Devastators come even close, and again, they only ignore shields. But they're really the only other weapon that's, like, really worth anything. Really. So, can I outfit one of these guys with just... Ooh, barely. Just barely. Alright, so a small one of these costs 30. Alright, so I can give you 2 of those, take 1 of those, and then give you a shield. Or armor, rather. That's actually pretty good. That's a lot better, frankly, than I was expecting to get. This is the cost. This is the upkeep cost of one of those battleships that we were looking at a second ago, and that battleship had a lot more firepower to it. These things are ridiculous. Ridiculous. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Because these 0-point reactors are what really cost so much. They are just ridiculously expensive. I don't know, man. I think we go with the attack computer for the chance to evade. Yeah. I think the chance to evade is better there than the, this. Because the range, whatever, we already got range basically most anything that the enemies has. Fire rate is good, but... Chance to hit would be nice. But I think the chance to evade ultimately makes this better. Because we are not... We're using slow-firing, high-damage weapons that are not going to benefit as much from the fire rate as they will from, I think, just the straight damage increase. Again, the range does nothing, really. Yeah, I think that's the best solution there. Let's name it a Zeus class destroyer. I might build some of these. They are ridiculously expensive, but then again, if we look at all of our ships, they're all about the same price, really. It is more expensive than the other destroyers, but it's not so much so that it's like hugely noticeable. But yeah, I mean, if we look at the Reaper class, which is the main one that I've been building anymore because it has arc emitters, it's the utilities that really cost the most. And the utilities are the reactors, basically. But look at this. Sections, alright, yeah, just the base cost of the ship is significant. But then you got the weapons, which don't really cost that much, but the utilities, again, just through the damn roof. Now, I could reduce this to a degree, because if I ripped out the shields and replaced shields with armor, it would cost quite a bit less. I don't really want to do that, though. Because I like having the armor. Really, is what it comes down to. I like having armor and shields, but I like having the shields, because the shields are just completely negate most of the damage. Admittedly, the enemy has a lot of torpedoes. Most of the other factions are very heavy on their torpedoes, so, you know, how much we can really do with it, I don't really know, but you will note the big change I made here is this used to have the shield dampener. Fuck that shit. That thing's practically useless. We don't want that. We want more arc emitters. Pull that out. That takes 200 power to use, so rip that out and replace it with 2 more of these. Huge damage increase. I think I'll take it. Way better. Way better. Yeah. So, assuming this does what it says it does, which it doesn't go further to say that it does, but it says in its description that it bounces to nearby ships. Is that really a thing? I don't know, but I'm assuming it is. So, But yeah, these reactors are just stupid expensive, and I don't... But we need them to be able to power the weapons and stuff, so there's really not a whole lot I can do. Again, I could rip out shields, which would reduce the amount of power we need. But really, like, short of removing the shields and replacing them with armor, not a whole lot I can really do with it. So I'm pretty much just going to stick with it as it is. We started recording, though. All that aside, we started recording because there's one specific thing I'm going to do, and that is I'm going to go in and we're going to modify the species in our empire. First things first. Because we have so many of them, we're going to modify Terrans to give us... I have a mixed choice here. We either take Thrifty, give us more energy credits, which would be hugely valuable, because energy credits is the resource that I need the most. Although we're getting to the point, because it does also cost minerals to do the upkeep, we are getting to the point where I'm going to need minerals as well as this. In fact, it takes more energy credits to do ship maintenance, or it takes more minerals to do ship maintenance than it does to do energy credits. However, we also have all that other shit that's costing energy credits too. Minerals are only reduced by ship maintenance. So, But it's either that or we add communal and charismatic, which will make other people happy and make all of them happier. And I'm kind of inclined to do that. So I think we're going to do that. That will take that long.
Situation log updated.
So we have to come into here, we have to go down, have to figure out where the hell it even is. Modify the Terran species. Finishes in 40 months. Go ahead and start research. This will modify the entire species, everybody at once. And then we go into technology, and I believe we have to change you. I might have to progress time for a second here. Okay, it's not working quite the way I thought it would. Wait, what? Hey? What the fuck? Now, why is that getting a bonus from that scientist? That doesn't even make fucking sense. It's not a physics thing, it's a I don't even understand that. Don't understand that. I guess we'll do that, because I just need to get it the fuck out of the way. Now... Did that change what? No? Alright. I'm really confused. Kinda confused. Anyway, I was looking at some things. Whoa. What are you doing, Gabe? I'm not getting, like, major, Again, I have my FPS tracker up in the right corner there. That's my screen is tracking. And they're, like, we're moving around the map here.
Ships upgraded.
I'm getting, like, terrible frames per second on this game for I don't have any idea why.
Construction complete.
My CPU is running pretty good. I don't know. I might have to investigate it. So, second assault. Yeah, okay. So I did make you quite a bit more expensive to run. But I think you were already some of the closer, more upgraded ships to begin with. I don't think you were some of the, like, completely unupgraded ships that, you know, hadn't been upgraded in, like, a century, like some of them were. Because you look at a lot of these, and they are very far behind on what it takes to upgrade them. I'm building a bunch of science ships over here because I'm actually launching all of these science ships into the enemy's territory, because I want to see what they have, both fleet-wise and just kind of in general, really. I want to see what kind of capability they have as far as the military potential goes. I don't know where the hell their fleets are. I don't see them. Because, I mean, so far, I haven't found a single fleet. That one right there, the Fifth Murder, which obviously doesn't have... Oh. Wow. Alright, I'll have to look at that here in a second. That's obviously where all the ships are. Apparently. Apparently that's where all of your ships are. Oops, that's not what I wanted. I want the one that it doesn't have an order. There we go. And you... I'm gonna go there. And then you... Oh, I don't really know where to send you. I guess you can go down there. I suppose. That'll give me a vision of most of the territory. Not all of it, but the vast majority of it. 9,000. That's not that much. What do you got, though? Oh, these guys are poorly upgraded as well. They got good shields, but they don't have good they don't have good reactors from the looks of it, and they don't have very good weapons either. They're not very advanced weapon-wise. They have better reactors, though, than the Penthulans. The Penthulans apparently must have an aversion to reactor technology. Because, look at this, they're still using fusion reactors, which has severely limited what they can do and everything else. They look at, like, their battleship. They have light shields, very light armor, all things considered, anyway. They have advanced armor, so there's that. And they have some pretty advanced weapons. Like, I think plasma might be more advanced than what I've got. They've got these neutron torpedoes, which are really powerful. And better autocannons than what I have available, I believe. But, like, the rest of their shit. Yeah, so they have green. Blue plasma. And they have green level 3, I guess. So yeah, they have some better weapons than I do, but they have way worse everything else, basically. Everything else, pretty much. This looks like it's the most powerful fleet. Do they have anything different here? No, they really don't. See, yeah, they're still running fission reactors. They barely have fusion. They just have really shitty technology. Their weapons tech is good, but that's all they got. Like, they don't have shit, really. Everything else they have is terrible. It's absolutely terrible. So I expect, plus they have mostly small ships. They don't have very many big ships. This is the reason why I am building, Cordiff, I guess it was. I'm building a whole bunch of the World Eaters. These are the ones that have multiple, this one, the one that has a shit ton of arc emitters on it. Because, assuming this works like the way it tells me it will, it should eat small ships alive. Especially their small ships that have no defenses. Like, no defenses whatsoever. So yeah, this is a lot of ships. It's a lot of firepower. But all that firepower is poorly defended. Very poorly protected. My ships are definitely not poorly protected. My ships are very strong defensive-wise.
System survey complete.
I have as good, if not better, armor than most of their ships do. I have massively better shields. Like, they basically don't even have shields for all the good it does them. And yeah, they got a lot of firepower. Alright. Good for you. You don't have the, you just don't have the strength to stand up to my ships. I'll absorb much of your firepower with my other things, and you will just get shredded like paper, basically. Because you just don't have the, you just don't have the defenses. You don't. So there's an anomaly there, so as soon as you're finished... Oh, you are finished, okay. So go research that. There's a risk there, but that's okay. Not that big a deal. Assault fleet finished. Surface construction done. What was I even doing here? Don't actually know. Why are you so pissed off? Oh, because you're xenophobic. Is basically why. Basically, that's why. Because it makes you pissed off about everything. Whatever. You're just an idiot. You are just an idiot. So you have fun with being an idiot, basically. Because I don't particularly care about your desire to be an idiot. I am building a zoo here, which will help the general the general happiness of the planet. I have a bunch of things that will help happiness-wise. Unfortunately, of course, the vast majority of my systems are not under my direct control, so I can't decide what does or does not get built there. Where the shit are you going? I mean, you're an Ugalak Empire. I don't know what the hell you're doing up there. You guys at war with somebody or something? Ugalak Kingdom. Ugalak Kingdom. There's actually a faster way to do this. No. No. Who are you? Are you at war with somebody? No? Why in the hell? Why is your fleet like 1,000,000 miles from your territory? Also, why are they swapping back and forth in strength? One minute you're at 9,000 something, the next you're at like 8. It don't make sense. You guys are very poorly upgraded though. You're strong shields, but you have like no armor whatsoever, and your weapons technology is absolute shit. So you guys are not gonna live very long if we go to war. Yeah, my ships are just stupidly more powerful than any of these guys are. Just ridiculously more powerful. They must have disappeared when they entered my territory. I'm really confused by the... I don't know if it's my CPU
Ships
being used.
upgraded.
Because I am hitting, pretty substantial CPU percentages here. Or if it's... I can't believe that it would have anything whatsoever to do with...
Construction complete.
Yeah, because even changing the sim speed doesn't really change the Maybe it does a little bit, but it doesn't really change the FPS that much. I'm a little concerned actually, but definitely confused. Second Strike could really use some smaller ships reinforcing them. Oh no, actually you could use a battleship. Can I build a battleship here? No, I can't. Can't go even close to building a battleship there. You know what? I'm gonna send you back to Dawnlight. You can pick up the battleships that are being built here. I will need to build at least one Concordia class, because the Concordias are the ones that have the Concordias are the ones that have the ability to repair the rest of the fleet, which is going to be important, so we will definitely want that. Alright, so what is this? There used to be a colony. There's an early attempt at one. Defunct atmospheric filtration unit that may be of some interest. Alright. Would never make such mistakes. Well, so far we haven't, because, yeah. It's a pretty big, bold statement, but for the most part, at least so far, it would be true. Is it a research project in the system? Oh, whatever. There is, but no one cares. Alright, well, I want the... oops. I want the mining stations and the research station there. I am going to start being a little more selective on the stations I pick up. I really, to the degree that I almost should go through and delete a bunch of these stations that are, particularly the research stations. But I guess it doesn't really make enough of a difference to really mean that much to me, I suppose. The problem is, if you go into the Empire... No, not that. Government. Budget. Look at this. Produced. Gain from station, or from planets. 1,600. Gain from stations. Negative 1,200. Almost 1,300. I can only believe that that is the upkeep for all of these stations in the Empire. Which is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Now, part of that, I'm guessing, is going to be all the the military stations that I built. Because I did build quite a few of them, and they are going to cost money. They're not hugely expensive. They're only like 200 apiece, but that's still... Oh, they're only 1.5 apiece. But still, that's 1.5 that... Plus, it might also be counting space stations in that. Probably is. And almost every planet has a space station. So... Which they really shouldn't, but... or most of them really, really shouldn't. Like, really? There's no reason for this to have a space station? Really? Like, what? Why? Why do you have a station? You don't need one. I have no useful one here. So, I mean, but the problem is if I dismantle this, they're going to build another one. They will. It may take them a little bit to do it, but most of these stations that are out here, I didn't build. The vast majority of them. Like, I went through and built a bunch of stations at the beginning, but then, like, the AI has gone through and just built a stupid amount of stations for no reason whatsoever on most of these planets. It's also making very poor use of the majority of its planets, really. There's not much I can really do about that, though. That's just the way that they are. just what they're doing. They have elected to make more use of their ship. There's not much I can do about that. See, that is going to give me the green. Which I guess I'll upgrade to. Assuming they're not hugely more expensive energy-wise, which they probably are, so actually I may not be able to upgrade to them. But we'll see, I guess.
Research complete.
Yeah, so that is the vast majority of their fleets right there. So if I built up a huge strike force, I wonder if I go to war with somebody with my ships in their territory already, if I get kicked out, or if we can go to war immediately with them. Because if I can go to war immediately, I could sit on these guys with, like, my entire armada, basically. Destroy the whole fleet at once, more or less, and just have it be over. One advantage that I do have is these guys are reduced to... and I'm focusing on the Bethulans here because they are by far the most powerful faction that's anywhere near me. But they are reduced to using hyperdrive, which is unquestionably the worst. There are people that say, like on the internet and stuff, that the hyperdrive is like the second best of the main three. And they would say that the wormhole ones are the best. And I can see where the wormhole thing comes from, because you can move around really fast, and, you know, it is really good. I do not agree that hyperspace is better than what I have, than hyperdrive. Because hyperdrive, I can go wherever the hell I want. I'm not restricted. Hyperspace, they have to stick on the hyperspace lanes. They move faster, and they can jump out from anywhere in their systems, which is useful. But because they're restricted to these lanes, it'll make it very, very difficult for them to be able to invade me, to the point that it'll be almost impossible for them to invade me. Because if they even try, you know, there's only so many places that they can come in. Basically, I could stop them at Aram, I could stop them in Hodus. I mean, I guess I'd stop them at Biham, I'd have to build defenses there. And then stop them at Tidus. And they wouldn't be able to enter my space at all. Like, just period. It's done. And I could enter their space anywhere I felt like. I could launch attacks anywhere I desired. And they would be unable to basically do anything. Okay, so what do I want to do here? This would be hugely valuable, because it gives me more energy credits. That'd be useful. Not that useful, but useful, nevertheless. Disruptors, not really that good. Proton torpedoes, not really that good. I think this is the early version of what they're using. Or we could get the upgraded arc emitters, which is probably what I want to go for. Because the arc emitters are amazing. But I also wouldn't mind having this, because more energy credits is hugely valuable. I don't know. What do I really want to do here? I guess what I really need, before I do that, I need to do something here. I need to select all of my... Oh, not all the ships are upgraded yet. Okay. Well... Damn. I was gonna say I need to, move all the fleets out of orbit. Because all the planets that are in orbit around have the, cost reduction thing. So I would need to find out what the actual cost of all these fleets are. But they're not all finished upgrading, so that's not really going to tell me much. Oh, I don't know what to do. The thing is, a lot of my ships don't have... A lot of my ships do not have the energy to be able to equip these. Like, we just don't. We can go with that. Because I won't be able to equip them on most of my ships. I don't have the energy to do it. I'm not gonna have the energy to do it. Unless I, like, rip out shields and stuff. Or, just radically change the way the ships are put together. Which I don't really want to do. I think the only ship that... No, you don't. I was gonna say the only ship that might be able to do it is this, and that's not a thing, because I'd have to replace armor or shields or something to... or change weapons, other weapons that we have. And it's just not, it's not worth it. I don't think I can upgrade to these green ones, because I don't have the energy to do it. We don't have the energy to do it. So I think, and it's going to pretty much be the case with most of my ships. There might be a couple that we can do it with. I could do it with you because you could be switched over to one of these, and then you could be upgraded with these. Which might be worth it just because you're a small ship and you don't have a whole hell of a lot in the way of firepower to begin with. So that might be worthwhile for you. But most of the ships, I don't think it's going to be worth the upgrade. Most of the bigger ships, I don't think it's going to be worth the upgrade. Oops. Give you back that. Rather you have torpedoes than the plasma cannons. Because I think the torpedoes do more damage, and the fact that they can't be evaded is probably a better thing. Although, nah, I think it's still better. Yeah. I do have a lot of Reapers, so that's actually a worthwhile upgrade, I suppose. You can get the upgrade. So I guess some of it, a fair number of the ships can, but none of the battleships will be able to. You know what? I'll probably just replace that, because that's fucking useless. Point defense thing is just completely pointless, I think. Well, no, I think because it shoots down, it can shoot down torpedoes. So I guess it's useful. I guess it's useful. On that note, it almost might be better to equip I don't know. I was gonna say, it might almost be better to equip more of those on some of the ships, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Like, if I go through here... Oh, I can change all of those. Okay, that's fine. That's fine, that's good. We'll go with it. I was gonna say I would change one of these to a couple of these to point defense, but I guess I don't need to. Guess I don't need to. So I can just build more powerful overall ships than the enemy can. Because they just don't have the firepower that they need to really match what I can dish out. At least not very effectively, anyway. At least not very effectively. Okay, just fly over there and upgrade yourselves. Alright, so that'll get the ships upgraded as much as possible. Anyway,
Ships upgraded.
this will result in most of the ships having the upgrades
Ships upgraded.
that we just assigned. So they're not going to be all of them, but it'll be a good chunk of them. Yeah, see, that single ship has like a third the firepower of most of their fleets. And would probably make pretty quick work of a fair chunk of their fleets, too. All things considered. This is what I'm talking about, is they do not actually have... And they have no depth at all to their defense. Because they are very focused on the border here. Like they're building these little tiny ass ships. Like bazillions of corvettes. These corvettes are not going to do that much for you. They're just not. I don't know. You're just being stupid, game. So second assault upgraded, fourth assault upgraded. I think I'm going to go ahead and end the episode here, folks. I will wait around a little bit for the this probably to finish.
Anomaly found.
It's actually quite a ways off. We will leave that be for the moment, because you need to finish your research first.
Ships upgraded. Construction complete. Construction complete.
Alright, so I think I need to send Aram some reinforcements, because the sector there does not have very good defenses. So I think we need to build a military station. I do have the new, much larger, significantly more powerful defense stations here. So I'm going to build a couple of Thors. Let's wait and see how much, just because the Ram is right there in front of their main armada. So all of those ships are going to probably try to come in and attack me right there. So we need to not be there when they do. Basically, is what that's going to come down to.
Ships upgraded.
Is that all the upgrades done? Nope, not quite. Spaceport in Flaxington has completed some shit. See, this is what I'm talking about, is they are upgrading these for no reason whatsoever. And you're starting to annoy me. Actually, no, I think I did this one because I wanted to build an orbital farm. But even so, the point is, you're building shit that you really shouldn't be building. Things that I would really rather you not be building. And it's just mildly annoying. 2, 3, 4. So you are almost ready to upgrade yourself. You can be upgraded there. I think I'm not using... Yeah, so I have one Betharian stone that I can make use of. Does that take it away? Yeah, so that took it away. So I don't have any that I can use. It says we have Anglos Vapor and Garanthium Ore, but that is actually because the shipyards are idle at the moment. It's not because we actually have it to use. Terraforming gases and terraforming liquids I can't do anything with right now. Oh, I just realized I think I built something here that I shouldn't have built. because I don't think... Oh no, I didn't replace it. Because I used to have one of these things, one of the Granthium ore things there. And I was like, oh, but they don't necessarily have Granthium ore to use. They do, but just would have been more difficult for it to actually make use of it, so... Alright.
Ships upgraded.
Alright, so that's all the fleets upgraded. So if I send all of you... If I was going to... Here we go. This is what we can do. Just set them all to be idle instead of in orbit. And they will all... We can see how much we actually are having to pay out for all of these ships. Because I know for a fact I'm not paying out, or I'm not making as much money as as it looks like I'm making because of all these ships. So it's going to be 267. Okay. I'm still okay. So that's not terrible. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Not as bad as I thought it would be. It's not good, but it's not anywhere near as bad as I thought it might end up being at the end of the day. So okay, it's not too terrible. You only have one Concordia in that fleet. See, all of the fleets need to have at least one Concordia class because it's the support ship. It's the ship that repairs all the other ships. So, like, you don't have one. Where are you in orbit at? Right here. Oh, this place doesn't have... Oh, I didn't actually get around to building it. I was intending to build one here, but I never did. I was intending to build a crew quarters. Although now, because of... If I decide to go to war with these guys, having you down here is not going to do me much good. Which really begs the question, do I want to build one there or not? Let's build you one Concordia. Because everybody needs to have at least one. If you don't have at least one, you're just not going to be able to cut it. No, I do not have very many of these things. My Concordia fleets got devastated from the looks of it. From the looks of it, they got tore up pretty damn good. I don't have the resources to rebuild them. I'm going to have to wait probably a while to get all my money back. Because I have no money. None at all at the vast majority of these places. They're building more fucking fleets. Jesus. I wonder if they're preparing to go to war with me or something. They must be preparing to go to war with somebody because they're building a lot of ships. They're not very good ships, but they're building a lot of them. And that is going to mean that even if they're not that great, they're going to have just a stupid amount, but they might be able to overrun me just through sheer numbers. Which is not good. It means I need to do something about it. I don't really know what. How much Granthium do I have? I have 3. But I think one of them is being used on a planet. So I really only have 2. Which means I can only run 2 factories at once. With it. Alright, well, I guess it's not worth it then. Guess it's not worth it then. Anyway, as I said, I think I'm going to go ahead and end the episode here. We are progressing. We need to go to war with the Penthulans at some point. I'm going to go probably come in here and wipe out the... crush the Nahar and whoever they have as an ally at this point. In fact, we should probably get working on that. Because I need more resources. So it's the Avabians and the Nahar. Okay, well, that'll end pretty quick. That won't take long. So I can just reposition basically my fleets to deal with them. Let's just do that really quick. Yeah, whatever. Just go somewhere. Just go somewhere with yourself. Oh, I need to look and see. Some of these fleets might need to have upgrades done. Because I don't know if the modifications that I made while they were being upgraded were finished. Were added. That looks like it was. Okay, that's cool. So if you update the things while they're in orbit around somewhere, that'll still let them do the upgrade. That's good. That's good. I'll take it. Rogan used to have a major fleet base. Don't think it does anymore though, because I think I removed it. So it's about to have one again. And I'm actually going to send you to there. Send you to there. Alright, so we're going to go to war with them next episode. And hopefully we can make it a fairly quick fight. Ooh, you guys are venturing into my territory. In order to move your ships around. Yeah, I think they're preparing to go to war with me. So if I intend to I don't know. If they do go to war with me, I don't want my ships to be out of position. So maybe I should... Maybe I shouldn't go to war with Nahar right now. I was going to, but maybe I shouldn't. Because if they roll up in here with all these ships and stuff, I don't know that I can hold them off. I don't know that I can hold them off if they come rolling in here with this kind of numbers that they look like they're getting ready to do. I don't know. Do I do? Not sure what I should do here if they come in like they look like they're getting ready to. So over here I'm fine, because they don't have any fleets over here. So that's not really a concern. It's over here. These two entrance points right here basically are the concern. I don't know. Because I do not have... They're concentrating into all these, like, massive fleets. But they are building mostly these little ass ships. I don't know what they're intending to do. But I think I need to put a stop to them doing anything here relatively quickly. Or at least should. Because if they manage to accomplish everything that they're trying to do here, I think it's going to go badly for me at the end of the day. So, where did I just... You're over at Norgon. Let's send you to Lula's shelter. So between the two of you, I think you're my two strongest fleets. With you guys there, that should certainly heavily deter them from trying to attack us. They'd have to send another entire fleet against us to beat us. Well, I guess the Court fleet is pretty good size. I guess the Court fleet is pretty big. Let's merge you guys. Let's rename this one to the 5th? Second, first, second, third, 4th. So yeah, 5th Assault Fleet. There we go.
System survey complete. Anomaly found.
And I guess I also need to... send my invasion fleet. Let's send you to Romanox. Because you are not... You'd be safe there, they'd have to get through a bunch of territory to get to you, but you can hit right behind my invasion forces pretty easily.
Construction complete.
Lord Skull goes, you'll be fine over there because they don't have much in the way of real military capabilities in the area. Where the hell is this guy going? Where are you going? Merging the 3rd Star Flock. Where the hell is that? Where the hell's the 3rd Star Flock? Where are you going? Okay, I don't get where you're going, but whatever. 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 Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and end the episode. Thanks for watching, folks. Like and subscribe, of course, if you enjoy my stuff, and I will see you in the next episode, when we are going to... Well, I guess we'll be going to war with somebody. I don't know precisely who, because the Benthulians look like they're gearing up for a war. I don't know if they intend to fight me, or if they intend to fight somebody else, or if they just look like they're gearing up for a war. I don't really know, but it sure as hell looks like they're preparing to do something. And if they do, well, I need to be ready for them, so... send you down to there, because it actually has a connection into semi-friendly space. That is a pretty hefty defense fort. That is indeed a pretty hefty defense fort. Let you finish this, and you can build crew quarters there. Even though we don't actually have a fleet. Oh, did they move? They moved their fleets. Where are they going with them? Oh. Did you not like me putting all this force on your border? Because you apparently moved your ships around. They're not where they were a second ago. Huh. So you found a species that we could uplift, apparently. On an absolutely terrible planet. Yeah, you guys are not. We ain't gonna fuck with that. But you're useless. You are basically beyond useless. In fact, you reach like a whole new level of just no. Whole new level of just no. Alright, so thanks for watching. I will see you in the next episode. Take it easy. Have a good day, folks. Bye bye.